What's up everyone, Vitaly here, and in this video what I want to cover is the subject of Pinterest and a new milestone that I've personally reached where in the last 30 days I've received over 15,000 visitors, or outbound clicks as they call it, from Pinterest over to my website. And I want to share with you how I did that, how you can potentially do that as well, and leave a resource for you to follow along with, which is what I use to get to this point. So overall, when it comes down to it, there really it's not really rocket science when it comes to getting traffic from Pinterest, but it does take work and time. Basically, what you do is you choose a niche that's very popular in Pinterest, and there's quite a few options. I personally went with travel in terms of subject, and then other niches within travel, such as best things to do in so-and-so popular city and stuff like that. And I just basically found keywords for my niche and research them. I try to find keywords that get at least 1,000 searches or more a month in Pinterest, and I just compile over and over and over again new keywords. And then what I do is I create blog posts that target those keywords. So for example, things to do in Austin, Texas, I think gets like 2,000 searches a month. I create a blog post that says 10 best things to do in Austin, Texas. I create a blog post that shares that. I create images that showcase those different things, so I decorate the content. And then after I create the blog post, I then go into Pinterest and I create a board. The board is going to target the main keyword, in this particular case, things to do in Austin, Texas. I create image pins, 10 of them in the beginning that are just images that link back to my website. Then I create another 10, which makes 20 total in that board, which are called Toby pins. And Toby pins basically have text over the image. It's new images that I use. Each image needs to be unique, so you can flip it, you can make it bigger, but when you do these things, you actually make it a completely different image. So don't duplicate images, but you can also flip them and use tools like Canva, which is what I use to edit and repurpose the images that I use. You can also use AI to add more flavor, like sunsets to a photo and stuff like that. There's a lot of options out there. Image Studio is a great choice in my opinion. And then basically I rinse and repeat. I find more keywords, more blog posts, create more boards, and I just keep doing this again and again and again, over and over again. And this is what leads to the growth that you see before you. And so this is what I did. It's not something that I personally invented. I just followed a strategy that was taught to me, that I will leave a resource link below this video too that you can follow as well. But these are the results coming in. I hope to keep growing this. The next milestone is 20,000 outbound clicks in a month. And it's not just traffic. There's money being made from this traffic, as I shared in another video. In fact, let me just showcase this right now. Pinterest traffic is considered, in my opinion, I think it's considered to be the most valuable traffic. So whereas people are getting like hundreds of thousands of visitors from social media, you can get more, you can make more money from getting Pinterest traffic than you would from other sources. So 15,000 outbound clicks from Pinterest to your website is worth so much more than, let's say, 50,000 or even 100,000 visitors from other social media platforms. And so I run ads on my website when people come from Pinterest, and I've done this before, but I'll do it again, where there is a breakdown of how much money I've made when it comes to the different traffic sources that come to my website. So I run ads on the site. The ads are controlled by a company called Mediavine, and if we do the breakdown over here, we can see that Google provides me with the most revenue because I receive the most traffic from there, 54,000 visitors in the last 30 days. But if we go down to where it says Pinterest, $588 in the last 30 days has been made from these amounts of people that have visited my website and seen those ads. Now you'd probably be thinking, hey, Google is worth way more because you made way more. Yes, but that's because I received more traffic from Google than I did from Pinterest, which is right over here. It's actually almost 13,000 recorded over here. But the thing to understand is where it says RPM, this tells the true tale. So for every 1,000 visitors that I get from, let's say, Google, right now I'll get $30 for every 1,000 visitors that come from Google, which is great. I'm not complaining. But if you go to Pinterest, it's $45, $15 more. And this fluctuates. I've seen these numbers go all the way up to $80, and Pinterest by far is way higher in terms of paying through RPM for every 1,000 visitors than any other traffic source, which is why I spend so much time building up my Pinterest through the things that I share with you over here. That's why I focus so much and try to make that a main thing. So I want Pinterest to be my #1 traffic source because it pays the most. So that in a nutshell is how it all works. Again, I will leave the resource below this video for you to follow along the same footsteps that I did, but just know it's possible. When I started with Pinterest, I didn't know what I was doing, but just by kind of being open-minded and following what works from people that actually know what they're doing, and then become becoming slowly knowledgeable on this and then experienced and getting to a point where I feel like I'm much more of an expert in this field, I can now safely say that this is a legitimate and great way to build up your online business. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, let me know. But as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.